Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Peace, and on this space I break down serious financial topics into friendly, smiling, easy to understand information. No big English, no big jargon, just simple English for everyone. And especially if you are living in this Nigeria where securing your financial future is paramount or important, you need all the tips and practical solutions you can get, and you're about to get all of that in this space. Today we are addressing a serious concern that is likely on everybody's minds, especially in this 2025. Inflation. Yes, inflation is that thief now that is now slowly taking the purchasing power of our money out of the window. We can't even buy the things that we easily used to buy before. Now you have to do press calculator for every single thing you are buying. So in this video we are going to be breaking down exactly what inflation is, why it should matter to you in this 2025, and most importantly the actionable strategies to help safeguard your finances and help you to potentially even grow your wealth in this inflationary environment we found ourselves in. So let's get right into it. I know you want all the solutions right now, but before we get into that, let's quickly recap what inflation actually is. Simply put, inflation is the rate at which the general price of goods and services is rising, and consequently the purchasing power of your money is falling behind. Think about it this way: the amount of naira that you used to use and buy a bag of rice last year is not the same amount you are using to buy that bag of rice this year. This price has significantly increased. It is mind-boggling, but this is where we have found ourselves in. I can remember when we used to buy a loaf of bread for 500 naira. Now 1.5 is like the cheapest you can find a loaf of bread, and luckily in my environment we are still selling it 1.5, but some areas they are selling it 2,000. This is why this particular topic of inflation is important. But while we can't completely predict what the future holds, current economic trends both globally and here in Nigeria is suggesting that managing inflation will continue to be something that we continue to work hard towards, and is always a financial concern. If you think about it, one thing that has never changed year in year out, generations over generations, is inflation, and it continues to happen. So knowing how to manage yourself in this inflation prone environment, or in this inflation prone planet, it is important. If you want to understand it completely, watch this video to the end. Let's get right into it. There are so many things that causes inflation, even aside from maybe the price of goods going up because of manufacturers. So many things like government policies, global economic conditions, so many things contribute to the inflation that happens in your country, even when it is not from the immediate things that are happening in your country. So you find that the price of goods keeps rising every day. Now, because you want to maintain your living standard, you can't completely ignore it. You have to understand what inflation is, what is causing it at every point in time, so that you can safeguard your money and continue to live life as it's just like you going from 100 to 0 because inflation has taken the value of your money away from you. Now let's talk about why traditional savings alone is not enough for you to safeguard yourself from inflation. Because you keep your money in the bank is no longer an option these days, unless you need it for maybe buying phone or buying something or going out. Many of us that are disciplined savers have grown our habit from saving. Why that is good: in an inflation environment, simply keeping your money in that traditional bank is going to be reducing the value of your money, especially with the low interest that banks give you from keeping your money with them. The interest you earn might not even be enough to keep up with the pace of the rise in the cost of goods and services. So while you saving money for your short-term needs and emergencies is important, relying solely on them is not going to protect your wealth against inflation. So you need a strategy. Now, what can we actually do to help to safeguard our money from inflation? Number one is investing in assets that tend to outpace inflation. This is where your money can really start working for you. Like we talked about in my other video, investing in things like stocks, which are also shares, you owning a portion of a company. Historically, this has done very well. You choosing good stocks in growing companies that have potential to deliver returns over time tends to outpace inflation. Research Nigerian companies that have strong potentials and growth potential. You can also check on this page. I've talked about some stocks that I bought due to the information I've gotten here and there, and it is a good portfolio to have. So just check out that video, which I'll link in the description. Another one is real estate. Property, especially growing cities like Lagos, can really help you to hedge your money against inflation. Because the rise in the need for real estate, land, properties, houses is increasing, and investing in places like Lagos, just make sure that you're getting the right places to invest your money. It is important. Will help your money to outpace inflation. Another place where you can put your money is investing in commodities like gold agricultural products. Let's talk about gold for a minute. Gold is one thing that over time, like over the years, has continuously grown in value rather than depreciate in value. You find that our parents who bought gold, like when they were young, till date, that gold still has value. So consider putting your money in this place rather than just thinking of it as an accessory. Think of it as an investment that will now guide your decision in how you are buying the gold you are buying, not just for wearing, because if anything now happens to it, you find that you are feeling down about it. But if you think of it as an investment, it will help to guide how you are wearing it, how you are saving it, how you are preparing it as an investment for your future. Another one you can think of putting your money is inflation linked bonds. They are bonds which the principal and the interest payments are adjusted based on inflation. So it now helps to preserve the purchasing power of your money. For example, you have the FGM bond, which is considered one of the safest form of investment because it is backed in full faith and credit of the government. Yes, I know we don't trust Nigerian government, but it is true. They have no default risk, meaning that it is virtually certain that your interest is going to come when it is to come. The income you earn is exempted from state and local taxes, so that is that for bonds. Another place is mutual funds and ETFs. Mutual funds, like we talked about in my other videos, are like a diversified portfolio of investment where your money is put in different asset classes while potentially mitigating the risk and offering inflation protection. So one bank that I've seen that you can invest in ETFs is Stanbic IBTC. I've been saving money for this because I want to diversify my portfolio now. Now I have treasury bills, land, I have so many investments, but I want to invest in mutual fund, money market. This is another place where you can put your money so that you are not only keeping your money in the bank where it is losing value, but you are putting your money in a place where it is working. ETFs, which are exchange traded funds, especially if you invest in maybe places like S&P 500. These are American portfolios. I'm not really sure of the Nigerian version of ETFs. I'll look into that and maybe in another video we'll talk about it. But you have the S&P 500, Vanguard, VOO. There are so many of them where you're investing your money in a pool where 500 of the top American stocks are present. So you should consider putting your money there if your money is to outpace or outdo inflation. One other place you can consider putting your money is dollar denominated assets, because knowing that the value of naira fluctuates more than any other thing and the impact on inflation is like reducing the value of your money, it is more important for you to put a portion of your assets in a more stable currency like the American dollar. So but this now comes with its own risk where maybe exchange rates, regulations, so many things can influence it. But when you still think about it on a greater scale, it is better to put your money there and secure your money against inflation. You should also think of investing in yourself and your skills. This might seem kind of unconventional, but increasing your earning potential is one of the best ways to really combat inflation, because when you acquire new skills and improve yourself, you can find that you can earn higher income rather than just focusing on the one you're currently earning. Improving yourself to earn higher or increase your potential to earn higher is still important, which will now in turn help you to absorb the rising cost of things, because you now have more money to put into whatever it is you're buying. And another one is to manage your debt wisely, because high interest debts in inflation is like the worst thing. The higher the inflation, the higher the burden on you when you are paying debt. Prioritize paying down, especially the ones that have higher interest, so that you can reduce the amount of money that is going out of your pocket. Now, budget and track your expenses. Knowing where your money is going is very important, especially during these times of inflation being the order of the day. Create a detailed budget, track your spending, and identify where you can cut back without compromising your essential needs. This should help you to know what you are spending your money on, where you need to cut back, where you need to increase. Having that on lockdown is very important. Negotiate better deals. Don't be afraid to negotiate the price of goods and services in the market, especially when you are buying things that are very expensive. Look for where you can compare prices and buy it at a lesser price, because then you are reducing the amount you're spending on that thing and then putting the extra money you're supposed to use in that thing into another area. So here are some important things to consider when you are thinking about inflation and how you can strategize and basically beat inflation to some extent. You need to stay informed about economic trends, like what is happening, what is causing this inflation. I know it's not completely within our control, but just follow reputable financial news that will help you to understand, okay, should I stop, spending so much money so that I can save myself from inflation or the effect of inflation in my finances. Now, every once in a while, review your investment portfolio. Ensure that the investments you have are still aligned with your your financial goals, and think of it like, do you have the risk tolerance to bear maybe when your money is going down in value? You need to make adjustments so that you can prepare yourself for that. Diversification is key. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, because diversifying your investment across different asset classes can really help you to mitigate the risk and then improve your chances of outperforming inflation. Finally, if you are unsure about the best strategies to use to help secure your money from inflation, you might want to consider maybe seeking financial advice. If you think, okay, you don't have the money for financial advice from anybody, go through my page. I have so many resources that can help you in your journey to saving you from financial stress, especially in these times of inflation. If you are saying that you doing nothing about inflation, of which I know to some extent is not within our control, if you now decide to say, okay, you're not going to do anything about it, especially when it comes to like maybe realigning your investment portfolio or considering saving lesser and putting more in investment, you find that you are taking more risk than that person who is considering the effect of inflation on their finances. Now that you've heard all this about inflation, what are your biggest concerns about inflation in 2025? Is this a topic that you feel like it does not really concern you, you don't really have any control over it, so you should not think about it? If you are like me, who is always so bothered about inflation and the influence of on our finances, what strategies are you considering? Share your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and expect more practical financial tips on this space. While at it, check out this other video which I have made, which will definitely help you in your financial journey. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.